Okay, so today's the day. We gotta get old Thunder here out and get her ready to be fitted for her new shoe. Well, her new used shoes, and start the process of getting it ready to go up to the shop and get tore down for the winter. But before we do that, I got a couple housekeeping things to take care of. First off, on the last video, I had several people inquiring about how to get a hold of Wyckoff to try some seed. So first off, apparently a couple of the higher up people down at Wyckoff actually watch my channel, which is kind of neat. And after that video and seeing some of the comments, they did try to respond to a couple of the comments, but apparently, well, the problem with YouTube is in their never-ending quest for censorship, it used to be, up until a few months ago, if somebody made a comment with a website link or a email link or a phone number, it would kick those as spam into my review comment folder, and then I could see, hey, they're not spam, and approve them, and then they would pop up in the comment section. Well, now, like 2 or 3 months ago, this started happening. When somebody makes a comment like that, YouTube, instead of kicking it to my review folder, just auto deletes the son of a bitch, which is kind of stupid and kind of annoying. And I know it's happening because I get email notifications when people reply to comments, and I could see the comments pop up in my email notifications that somebody's made a comment with some sort of thing that YouTube doesn't like in it. And when I go to either reply to it or try to find it, it doesn't exist. So if anybody ever leaves a comment like that and they don't get replied to, chances are pretty good I didn't see it and it doesn't exist anymore because YouTube just made it go poof because YouTube's retarded. But anyway, they tried responding to a few people, and they were posting comments with contact information, and apparently YouTube didn't like that, and YouTube auto-deleted them. So, Wyckoff does not have, they're a small enough company, they don't have like an official dealer network, and they have sales territories, all of which are in Indiana and Michigan. That's how small of a company they are, which is not a bad thing. So most of their sales actually happen directly through the company. So they do have independent dealers, it's just they're not necessarily listed. And so, hold on here. I was going to look this up before I started this video and then I forgot. You are going to want to go on their website and contact a gentleman by the name of Brian Odom. And I will put a link in the description to Wyckoff's contact information page. But if you talk to Brian, he will get you in contact with an appropriate salesperson for where you're looking for. And just because you're not in Indiana and Michigan, they told me they would be happy to work with any of you guys if you wanted to try a couple bags or more than a couple bags or whatever. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in trying some Wyckoff seed, like I said, I will put the link to their contact page down in the description. Contact Brian. He will set you, either he will take care of you himself, or he will get you in contact with the appropriate salesperson for your area. So that part's out of the way. Next order of business. So as many of you know, and I didn't even know until a lot of you guys started telling me, what you doing, Teeter? Huh? What you doing, Teeter? A very large farming YouTube channel that shall remain nameless because it doesn't need to be said, kind of screwed up big time a few days ago by asking everybody that watches the channel for money to pay for something that he bought that he couldn't afford and probably shouldn't have bought to begin with. Not that none of my business. It happened. I think it's hilarious because I did not like him to begin with, and I saw through his bullshit immediately. it's nice that I didn't actually. I went and watched part of the video because curiosity got the better of me, and I wanted to know just how bad it was. And reading through the comment section on the video, it was fun. It was nice to realize that a lot of other people are finally seeing through his bullshit. But regardless, in the last few weeks, I have had several people try to contact me about wanting to send me stuff. On the last video, I had one guy randomly ask if I had a Patreon page. It's not that I'm not grateful. I am. I don't want people to go start sending me stuff, or I will never start a Patreon page because I fucking hate channels that do that. I am of the belief that goods and services need to be exchanged for. There has to be some sort of value created on my end in order to earn that money, like through a good or a service or something to earn that money. All I'm doing is making damn YouTube videos. I don't want your money. I make plenty of money just off the ad revenue. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm making some pretty. I'm making pretty decent money just off the ad revenue, and I won't bullshit you. YouTube money bought the 2105. So, I'm doing pretty decent just off the ad revenue. But that being said, I am perfectly capable of paying for everything around here and doing my own thing without money from a Patreon page or some sort of support page or anything like that. I don't want it. I don't need it. I don't want to take you guys' money. Everybody's got their own financial problems right now. I don't want random people's money for no reason. So I will never have a Patreon page. I think it's stupid. I don't like channels that have members only videos. YouTube is supposed to be a free video platform for everybody to be able to see. I fucking hate channels that have subscriber or not member only video content. It's stupid. This channel is for all you guys to watch. Everybody's on an equal playing field. I'm not going down that stupid road. I don't like it. I won't do it. Yeah, that's where I feel on that. As far as people sending me stuff, same deal. It's not that I'm not grateful, but when you have people start sending you stuff, then you feel obligated to treat them differently, or if nobody sends me stuff, all y'all are on an equal playing field, nobody's feelings get hurt. I don't feel that I deserve to have anything sent to me. That's not why I'm here. The whole reason I started this channel was for this stuff right here. It was about the equipment, because when I started doing YouTube, I was basically the only guy doing Oliver stuff. Chris Losey he had a channel, but he was posting like hardly any videos. He didn't start until not that long. He didn't start getting into a hot and heavy like I did until rather recently. When I was doing this, if he was posting a video a month, he was doing good. At least from what I recall. And they were generally really short. And I wanted to get the Oliver name out there. That's the whole reason I started this channel. I never set out to be famous. I don't want to be famous. I just wanted to have a good channel for Oliver stuff. So this channel is not supposed to be all about me. It's supposed to be about this stuff. And fun farming shit and whatnot. So anyhow, yeah, it's not that I'm not grateful. I just don't want people sending me stuff. I don't want y'all's money. I want to stay over here in my corner and do my thing, and you guys can just come along for the ride. So that's the second order of business. There seems like there was a third thing, but now I can't remember what it was. So it must not have been that important. I know those were the two main points. I wanted to talk about Wyckoff, and people sending me stuff. Oh, and I know in the past I have mentioned this isn't really super duper important, but I had mentioned in the past that I thought about doing some merchandise. Basically where I'm at on that is I know you can do that through YouTube to make it easy on yourself, but I don't want to slap my name on just any random Chinesium shit that YouTube's gonna sell with my name on it. If I'm gonna do something like that, I want to try to find American-made stuff, and I want to try to find cool stuff and something that I would find quality in. It helps support this country rather than anywhere else. But I just do not have the time right now to dedicate myself to something like that with everything else I got going on. Not gonna say that might not happen in the future at some point, but for right now, I just cannot. I don't have time for that. I can do this and my day job, or I can not do this because the day job is obviously going to come more important because I can't get fired. There's only so many hours in a day I gotta prioritize, and that stuff doesn't take priority right now. So like I say, that might happen at some point, and I wouldn't feel bad about doing that because you guys will be paying for something and actually getting something physical. But anyway, so I think that takes care of all the housekeeping stuff. So I guess we're gonna start shuffling some equipment and get you some cold starts going on. Okay, so what's gotta happen is I gotta get the 1950T over here because tomorrow tire shop's coming to pump fluid out of the tires, get those junk ass Dynatorques off of it, and put a used set of Field and Roads on it that I got. So basically we're gonna do a kind of a double whammy here. Get stuff rearranged for winter and get the 1950T on this side of the barn temporarily. So the 66 is gonna go up where the 77's at. The Super 55, which is up there now, is gonna come back down here for winter because it's got a smaller footprint. I think for the time being, until, or at least for the next couple days, the 1800, I'm gonna stick over where the 1950T's at. The Super 55 is gonna come in here. The 1950T obviously going to come over here, and I got to find a spot to temporarily stick these cylinders that Dad's got to get that's Dad's rebuilding. The 55 is probably going to stay there, I think. So yeah, I think first things first, let's go up and get the Super 55 warming up. And hopefully the 1 ton starts because that ain't been started in a month or so. And I guess we'll start moving stuff around, eh? Okay, the 1 ton started, so we're already winning. I was really worried the battery's gonna be dead. Now, hopefully we can start. Okay, these are the tires we got going on it. Obviously I got to get the grain truck out of here, so we're gonna roll these things out of the way real quick.
They're a little worn, but they're better than the big old splits in the sidewalls and the good years that are on it. And bald field and roads will pull harder than brand new Goodyear Dynatorch any day of the week. Okay, hopefully this thing starts. Let this warm up for a minute. 66 started and the 1800 started. see if she'll start or if the batteries are dead. I can't remember when I put this over here. It was before I started planting, so it's been a while ago, and I haven't touched it since. Oh, the gauges came on. I guess we'll see how good it cranks before I hit the manifold heater. Oh, she's got juice. She's got juice. Don't want to let this thing run for too terribly long because it obviously ain't got a whole lot of antifreeze in it because the head gasket's blown. But it's also only 20 something odd degrees outside, so just like I started her yesterday. But this is why I gotta get these tires off of here. Them sidewalls are getting bad, and the other side's worse. The other side's got a gash that goes damn near from the lug all the way to the bead. You can stick your fingers in it. And I just don't want the fluid in there anymore anyhow, so. Chloride's hard on tubes, it's hard on valve stems, it's hard on the rear end. I just do not like chloride. that's done. This right here, this is the big one. It's not, it doesn't go back as far as I thought, but this one's the, yeah, that one's bad. When that one's down on the ground, that's, yeah, these tires are junk. Dynatorques were good, or were junk when they were new. They're, yeah. Plus on older tractors like this, they just don't look. Long bar, short bar tires are just ugly as sin to begin with, and they just do not do these old things justice. So it's gonna look a lot better with the Field and Roads on there. It'll look a lot better if it had deep treads on it, but can't really afford those right now. Well, I could, but I'd really rather not. But at least these, the duals I run on this are original Firestone deep treads. The deep treads that look like Field and Roads, but they're deep treads. I wish those weren't in as bad a shape, because I'd rather put those on there here because they look awesome. But the problem with those is the lugs are separating from the carcass right here. So they're only really good for duals anymore. These tires are actually, other than the stubble damage right here, these tires are actually in really good shape. They're still fairly soft, actually. Sidewalls in them are good. It's just this stubble damage. Whoever was running them must not have had them set up for straddling, and they must have just been catching a row or something. But so yeah, and those are going to be taller than these, so they're actually going to match the height of those deep treads. And those and the deep treads I got are wore to about the same height on the lug. So tires are, the duals are, and everything are going to match on this thing now for the most part. And they're going to be deep treads and Field and Roads, but for all intents and purposes, by the time the deep treads are wore down to where these are, they look identical. So plus I think these are actually, are these radials or these bias? Dynatorques. I thought these were radials, but maybe not. But, and obviously, because these are loaded, I've always been scared to air them back up, because I have had bad luck trying to air up loaded tires. The last time I tried to air up a loaded tire that was low was on that thing. And I was here by myself, and I went to put air in it, got the air in it, took the air chuck off, and it started pissing chloride all over the side of the tractor, and I couldn't get the valve stem to pop back out and seal back up, and I had to hold my finger over it, and I didn't know what to do because I didn't want the side of the tractor covered in chloride, because chloride will eat the hell out of paint. And luckily, after about 15 minutes of panicking trying to figure out what to do, Mom and Dad pulled in the driveway, and we had some new water valves in the shop, and Dad got one, and between the two of us we managed to get a water valve in it before we lost all chloride. But now the tires on that are no longer loaded. The tires on this are no longer going to be loaded. After we get the chloride out of these, the only thing left around here with fluid in the tires is going to be this, and when we go to put new tires and rims on this, guess what this isn't going to have? Chloride. We got a whole stack of wheel weights if we need more weight. I think we got 12 sets of wheel weights laying around here if we need more weight, but it's just going to be a planting tractor. But if anything, with that new planter, I'm probably going to have to hang about 4 or so suitcase weights on the nose to keep the front end planted, but it does not need rear end weight. It's already got, I think I got 2 sets on this. Yeah, I already got 2 sets of wheel weights on it, so. But anyway, when they get here tomorrow, I'll have to pull the forklift out and scooch the ass end over so they got room to work on both sides. And next time you see her, she'll be sporting some different shoes, so probably gonna look a hell of a lot better too. And then once that's done, it'll be time for her to go in for surgery. Well, not quite. We're gonna wait till after Christmas, but this weekend, if everything goes according to plan, we're going to get this thing up in the shop and get the thumb put on it, because I got a fence row project I'd like to start next week sometime. that's going to require ripping out a bunch of little trees, and it'd be nice to have the thumb on this thing. So that's going to be probably what you're going to see this weekend, is putting the thumb on this thing. So, and we got a couple hoses in the knuckle that need replaced because they're weeping. So we're going to get those before the weep turns into a flat out blowout leak. So anyway, I guess that's it for this one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.